And the light going on like a proverbial. They're set. Last event of the day, they're off and they're racing. Impressive Jewel jumped away well. Kootenai can't hold a spot and quickly got out the back to be last as they get going. Worcester Buddha charging across from the outside in search of the lead. So's back to Bondi, and they're turning it on as they race into the back section of the course. They're being followed after two to the Nun Molly's My Pal. Cheeto outside of those, just getting a bit keen. A length and a half Streak of God also taken hold of. Got back into the field in company with Safari Boy, the grey Point of Luck, then Sovereign Salute, and whipping them all in is Kootenai. The pace has been on when they go by the 1,000. Buderim continuing to pour it on here, wants to try and cross. Impressive Jewel does so now. So Buderim, after working in the run down the back, has gone to the lead at the 800, a length and a half. Impressive Jewel, the same margin, back to Bondi. I tell you what, there is a very, very long way between first and last at the moment. Back there in the field, they wouldn't be able to spot Buderim with a periscope at the moment. Back behind them, running fourth of the turn, is Worcester. 2 lengths to Slick, followed by the Nun Molly's My Pal down on the rail. A length and a half to Cheeto back in the field. In front of Streak of God, a gap further away than Kootenai. Then came Safari Boy, Point of Luck, and Sovereign Salute. They're strung out like Brown's cows in the straight. Impressive Jewel has reclaimed the lead from Buderim. 2.5 to 3 lengths away behind them, back to Bondi. Cheeto starting to warm to the task. It's finishing brilliantly down the outside, the Money Horse. Impressive Jewel, 100 to go. Streak of God, Cheeto. Streak of God hits the lead from Cheeto. They beat off Impressive Jewel. Streak of God. Streak of God beat Cheeto. The big money move almost coming off, but not quite. Third home, Impressive Jewel, followed by back to Bondi. Point of Luck from last, the Nun, Buderim, Molly's My Pal, Safari Boy. Further back behind them, Sovereign Salute, then Worcester, Slick, and last is Kootenai. Willie in the last, of course. Streak of God for Grant and Delana Williams, the Playing God gelding. Willie brings up another victory here this afternoon. Those that were aboard Cheeto were starting to get very excited. Cheeto, $11 in the market when they opened initially, jumped $4.20, and they were all over it like a cheap suit. But Streak of God has held it. Number 6 for Grant and Delana Williams, the last of the day, again going to W. Pike. Second, 9 Cheeto, Clint Johnston Porter. And third, 4 Impressive Jewel, Ticky Reardon for Ash Maley. Back to Bondi, fourth home. 6-9, 4-1, 6-9, 4-1, the placings to the last event of the day. The winner of Playing God, Streak Away Gelding, and notching up its second victory in 7 runs. Third run in this campaign, and got through the ground really well. Cheeto tried valiantly to get past Streak of God. Johnston Porter for Dan and Ben Pearce, Universal Ruler Gelding. First run for that yard, the Pearce stable. Impressive Jewel by Playing God from Royale Harvest. Maley and Jordan combining there. Reardon rather, Ash Maley, Natika Reardon. 6-9-4-1, last on the card. It's a length and a half in 141.25, and the punters here, no doubt, right across the land have put their faith in that man who delivers more often than not. In the last on the program, he's done it again.
Oh, he's just made a habit of it over such a long period of time, hasn't he, Darren? William Pike at his brilliant best in the last of the afternoon. He had to see his way through that field and out towards the best portion of the track, Scotty, but that's what he does best. And Willie Pike, he is riding in outstanding form.
He certainly is, and obviously, as Darren said, echo those sentiments. Thoughts with those that were part of the 11 into 420 about Cheeto. 5 weeks between runs, first start, new stable. They got the wet track that they were after, and they nearly got the money, but in the end, Streak of God, who I'm sure has been a bit of a test of patience too for Team Williams. They've gone from winkers to blinkers, back to winkers. It'll be interesting to get Willie's assessment of him, because there's definitely a level of ability there, potentially even staying ability, but he's just been a bit of a head case so far this preparation. He's run his races in patches. He wants to switch on, switch off, but today he finally put it together.
Exactly right, and as long as he can continue to travel in his races and actually look somewhat interested, he might be a horse that gets out over a little bit of ground and really comes into his own as a 4-year-old. And of course the Westmead bonuses are very lucrative for a 4-year-old getting out over 1,800 metres and beyond. So that might be the pathway for a horse like him moving forward. But you're certainly right, Scotty. He has been a real hard horse, clearly, for William Pike and Grant and Alana Williams to handle. But looking forward to being able to catch up with Willie Pike for one last time, and looking forward to getting his thoughts on barrier 11 of 12 in the Memsie Stakes come Saturday afternoon. Cosmic Crusader, he's well and truly in the market after his first 2 wins on the East Coast to begin the preparation, but this is clearly his biggest test to date, not only with the quality of the field, but also the barrier that he has to overcome.
Well, exactly right, Lockie. I mean, we all know that he is good, but these are the elite that he's going to have to play, race against on the weekend. It's going to be his first genuine Eastern States test since arriving, and if he does come through it victorious in that world, he wins a Memsie, then it really opens up doors and you start to get really excited, because 2 words that come after a Memsie are Cox and Plate.
Yes, exactly right, and obviously there's going to be runs in between a Memsie and a Cox Plate, but I actually still don't think he's all that well suited to 1,400 metres either. You go back and look at most of his form in WA, he was a beaten favourite in a race like an Asian Beau. He couldn't win his way into a railway via a Peters at 1,500 metres, so it could still be too short for him, 1,400 metres. So what he's doing now is a bonus in my opinion, but we'll all be cheering Willie home come the Memsie Stakes on Saturday afternoon, because he's our absolute champ. But Willie Pike, he rounds out the day a winner, and here he is catching up with Scotty.
And it's real iconic circumstance, I suppose. It's only 1 meeting since he's been inducted into the Hall of Fame, and he wins Pike in the last. But Willie, coming into the meeting, what is your thoughts on this horse? It looks like from afar like he's been frustrating.
Yeah, I can't really say with the microphone what I really thought of him. To the point where I said to my manager, look, if they want to try another rider, let him, because I think he's got the better of me, this horse. I don't know, he does something different every time. He hangs, he pulls, and then other times he won't go. So he's really an enigma, but for the most part, the ability has always been there. The belief has always been there, but very hard, very frustrating to put it all together.
What about on the weekend, Cosmic Crusader?
Yeah, looking forward to it. That's that next step up, that next challenge. You know, some of the big names are out now. Unfortunately, we drew a little wide, but that's what we've got. We'll deal with it. But honestly, lovely horse. I'm looking forward to it.
Best of luck. We'll all be watching. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
There's Willie Pike rounding out the day a winner and continuing his red-hot form in the saddle over the last month to kickstart the season here in WA. But that rounds out what has been a testing day of racing here at Belmont Park. It's been inclement conditions. The rain has continued to fall from about race 4 onwards. In the end, we finished the day on a soft 6, but looking at those jockeys as they come in after the last, I think it may have played a little bit wetter than that.
Yeah, exactly right. Hopefully it doesn't rain for too much longer in the next 24 hours, because of course we have to be back here on Saturday and there's not a lot of drying conditions. By the time that we get to Friday and Saturday, it looks like it's going to be nice clear skies, but it's obviously the damage that gets done on race day that really hurts. Rail go back sort of a hell of a lot closer than what it was today at 16 with a cutaway, but gee, I think it must be said, Lockie, it's getting tired now, this Belmont Park surface. There's no doubt about that.
From a horseflesh perspective, highlights of the day. Do we need to go back to the beginning of the program? Rawrumba, he looks like a nice 3-year-old.
He does look like a nice 3-year-old. I'm not convinced he'll get the 2400 WATC Derby, especially in Simon's care. He's a trainer of sprinters, but I think that he's definitely a horse you could follow to races in the lead up to that event.
Yep.
You'd happily follow him through, say, a Lex Piper and a JC Roberts at 16 and 18, and then after that you test the waters over further. But I think for now, he looks like he might just be a little bit too dumb, can you say that? He's got legs that go here, there and everywhere, but he's got ability and even truly loyal. I think that he's the kind of horse that you might test the waters in a graduation straight away and go from a maiden straight there rather than going to a Class 1, Class 3. It looks like as you raise the bar, he'll only get better.
Exactly right. Testing conditions here at Belmont Park, but thankfully we got through unscathed. That's all we have time for here on 7 Plus Racing WA TV and racing.com. So it's good night from Scotty and I.